Welcome to Storytime with Tallulah. Today's reading comes from r/EntitledParents. Our first story is titled, I just saw a lady get tasered for trying to snatch a woman's face mask to give to her child. I argued with my husband about whether or not to post this because I'm pretty sure this will make the local news and I didn't want to burn this account just yet. But he won RPS, so here we are. Prepare yourself, the story has layers. We were at the dreaded big box store picking up potting soil because we are going to do it ourselves through the isolation. Things aren't crazy here yet, but there is a 2 per customer limit on a majority of items. I assume this means everything, so we're getting 2 bags each of a few different types of soil. My husband is loading the last of 8 bags on our cart when I hear her. I know it's a Karen just by the level of unnecessary outrage in her voice. Karen, are you kidding me? Not a lot of people out here in the garden center, but we all look at her. I was almost disappointed to see she didn't come with the requisite haircut. She actually looked like a frazzled mom, her kid tugging on her hand and an overfull handbasket of groceries, and I had a moment of, girl, I feel you. But dang it, she was pointing at us. Karen, you can't buy that many, you are hoarding. My husband, yeah we can, we're getting 2 each. You don't fool me, I know what you're doing. So do I, F off. I'm just sitting there imagining all the ways I'm gonna rock his world tonight. Well, Karen huffed at that, spun around and yanked her kid back inside to go complain to the employee working the register nearby. Now we already paid for our items, the employee had come out and scanned the bags earlier and he could easily see our cart from inside. So, being finished, we pushed the cart out of the garden center into the parking lot. And then the automatic doors open behind us and I hear, now they're stealing! Just great. We load the soil in the car and turn around to bring the cart back and look at plants. By the time we get back, Karen has given up on trying to convince the employee we're the Bonnie and Clyde of dirt and is now trying to negotiate skipping somebody in line. She has a child, you see, and her handbasket, well, it's just so full and heavy. Could she please just scooch right on in here real quick and it'll just be an extra second, she swears. The woman Karen is trying to skip is young, maybe college age, and wearing a face mask. Not a medical mask, but the stretchy kind you'd wear while riding a motorcycle or when you're skiing. My husband has just informed me it's a neck gaiter. The mask is black and has like scary wolf teeth on it that honestly made the girl look like somebody you should not F with, even though she was wearing a Gap t-shirt and flip-flops. Mask girl is just shaking her head no, and that's all I got as we dropped off the cart. I browse, pick up a couple of plants, and we head inside to wait in line. Now it's showtime. Karen and Mask Girl are near the register facing off, no pun intended. From the looks of things, Mask Girl finished her purchase and Karen stopped her before she could leave. I don't know if she grabbed her or anything, but Karen was still holding her full handbasket, so she hadn't checked out yet. Well, she hadn't paid for her groceries yet because clearly this woman had checked out. Karen, but you don't even need it now. You're leaving. My son could get sick because you won't give it to him and he needs it. Mask Girl, heck no. You can't have it. Back off, lady. But my son really likes it and it's obviously made for boys anyway. Why would you even want to wear something so scary? Because I like it and it has my germs on it. Why would you put a stranger's mask on your kid? Ugh, why are you being so rude? You wouldn't let us go through the checkout first and now you're making my son very upset. Your problem, not mine. And then Mask Girl turns to leave while Karen manifests the biggest gonads ever and grabs Mask Girl by the back of her mask. Let me make a side note here. When all of this is going down, we're all just standing in line and watching. The register is still going boop, boop, boop as the employee scans items, but otherwise we are all just inside the hypnotic bubble. But when Karen reached out towards Mask Girl, it was like the bubble popped and made everything crystal clear. Not slow-mo or anything, but I absolutely felt hyper-aware, like Spider-Man. Karen reaches out, people on both sides of me inhale loudly. Karen grabs the mask and yanks. A lady on my right yells and my husband steps forward. So, smashing tonight. Mask Girl tucks her head down and she turns to Karen like a really angry bull with a bright and shiny new target. I think Karen was going to say something like, don't walk away from me or something, but all she got was, don't crack. I looked around because the noise was so loud I figured the roof was about to cave in, but out of the corner of my eye I see Karen spasm and drop to the floor withering. Little Miss Mask Girl had an effing taser! I don't know when she pulled it out, this tiny little flashlight looking thing, but she laid Karen out with it. And not one of us moved for what felt like forever. Like we were frozen. And then it was effing bedlam. Security guard shows up, more employees show up. Mask Girl is chilling like she's been through this before and knows what comes next. The kid is screaming that the wolf girl killed his mom, even though she's groaning and sobbing on the floor and clearly not dead, but maybe wishing she was. The people that had been in line with us were all talking and once trying to tell the security guard what happened. We hung around just witnessing the insanity for maybe 2 minutes before Karen started choking out demands for an ambulance, the police, a lawyer, the mayor, restitution, and reparations. My husband made eye contact with an employee and got a thumbs up when he put the plants on a shelf and pointed towards the door. We got the F out of there. We drove home in silence until my husband parked the car in our driveway, and then we just burst out laughing. Neither of us have ever seen anything like that before. We live in a small beach town, people are super laid back and mellow. Karen was anything but, and I hope to never see her again. ETA. Not sure what the awards mean, but I thank you very much. I made this account to tell a story that happened 25 years ago and blew my shot on a Karen instead, slowly responding to messages. But to answer a couple of questions, I can't access security footage. I am an unreliable narrator in what Karen's body actually did. I wasn't looking directly at her, but she flailed, fell, and squirmed while groaning. I do not know the difference between a taser and a stun gun. Mask Girl had what looked like a thin baton flashlight. We have very lax taser laws in this state. Thanks for reading. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. Our next story is titled, So What? I Left You to Die. I Still Deserve Your Money. Hey guys, I hope everyone is safe at home. Not my story. I read it in our local newspaper years ago. It was quite a well-known story at the time. An elderly doctor couple with no children came to know about a newborn baby girl whom someone had left in a waste dump. The baby was about to die. They took her to the hospital and then formally adopted her. Years later, the girl herself became a doctor and earned good money. An old, poor couple came to the girl claiming to be her biological parents and demanded that she give them money as they didn't have any means to provide for themselves. The girl didn't believe them, but after DNA tests, it was proven that they were indeed her biological parents. How they knew that wasn't mentioned in the article. The couple kept demanding money from her, saying as she was their daughter, it was her responsibility to look after them in their old age. When the girl asked them why they left her to die, they tried to justify their actions and said that if they hadn't left her there, she wouldn't have so much money right now. It was because of them she had money, and so they deserved some of it. They wanted money as their other kids, sons mostly, either didn't earn or didn't want to take care of them. When the girl refused, they threatened to go to court against her. In retaliation, she sued them for abandonment and a few other charges. There was no follow-up article, so I don't know what happened to the girl or those pathetic excuses for human beings. Our next story is titled, Entitled Parents Try to Follow Me on a Flight and Demand to Speak to Your Manager. Backstory. This happened a few years ago. My parents are the epitome of what makes an entitled parent and have got plenty of stories about their antics. To sum it up quickly, I had decided at 18 years old to run away from them and live overseas, where I am today and quite happy. This was the biggest decision of my life, and I was nervous as heck. They had done terrible stuff since my childhood, and I needed to get away for my own safety and well-being. I planned the flight about 2 weeks before the date. My parents the whole time didn't think I'd go through with it. To be fair, they only thought I was going on vacation for a short bit. Came the day, and after me calling an Uber to take me to the airport, they caved to save face and took me themselves. I checked in and did all the good stuff before I had to go through security. I waved them off and began to walk forward until the following goes down. Security, entitled mother and entitled dad are self-explanatory. Security, excuse me, where is your boarding pass? I only see one here. He points at my boarding pass. Entitled mother. Oh, don't worry. We're just going to take our daughter to the gate. No, I'm afraid you can't go past this post without a boarding pass. What? But she's our daughter. You can't tell me I can't do with my own daughter. Security guy sighs and looks at it, flustered me up and down. I have a baby face and have always looked much younger than I really am. All right, how old is she? Well, she's me. I'm 18, sir. Entitled mother glares at me. Shh. Well, she is an adult and does not require accompaniment from her parents. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. But she does. She's not mentally 18. She's mentally regressed and has issues. Me, shocked and embarrassed. I had depression brought on by diagnosed PTSD. Those were my issues. Yet she worded it to make it sound like I was intellectually disabled. What? Entitled dad. She's mentally a child. She still likes Chinese cartoons, referring to anime and manga. I don't see how that applies here. She seems capable enough. Do you feel you can go through on your own? Yes, I'm okay. Liar! She begins stomping her foot in frustration like a toddler. Just let me through right now with my daughter. Yeah, and me! Security sighs, calling another security officer over. Security officer number 2. What seems to be the problem, security? Entitled mother, cutting them both off. This jerk won't let me go through to the gate to me with my daughters who is mentally slur. The real story, please. Security explains the deal and entitled parents are fuming. They can tell by the looks on their faces they are not gonna get their way. Finally, entitled mom yells out the famously awaited Karen line. I know my rights. I demand to speak to your manager. So another person comes over and the three of them are talking quietly together. Me. Mom, Dad, this is going too far. I'm gonna miss my flight if this keeps going. And whose fault is that? You should have booked a later flight. My flight is at 11 at night. Not my problem. If you miss your flight, that is on you. Finally, they stop talking and approach us. Supervisor. Hi, I think we can make a compromise. I'm not supposed to do this, but I'll allow one of you through with her to have a meal or just sit with her for a bit. I could really get in trouble doing this, but I know how far she's going and know it'll be hard. Entitled mother reads her title name on her name tag. I asked for a manager. Man, age, R. Entitled dad. This is pathetic. Your proposal is also pathetic. How are you going to break up a nice family like that? I really will be fine. I'll catch up with you next time, okay? Supervisor. I understand where you're coming from, but OP seems more than capable and is an adult. I'm breaking the rules by letting even one of you go through without a ticket, but this is my offer. No, this is ridiculous. By now, entitled mother is stamping around and waving her arms around. She gets up close to the two security who kinda eye her and she immediately backs away, but doesn't stop stamping. Security, ma'am, I'm afraid if you don't stop, I'm going to have to escort all of you away. Me, realizing he means me too, I quietly mutter, oh crap, under my breath and begin to panic a bit. Entitled mother, fine, we'll just take our daughter home then. She takes my arm, but I quickly pull away. Stop! How dare you! You apologize to your mother! Supervisor looks at me. Would you like a parent to go with you? Me, no, not really. Entitled parents, what? Supervisor, okay, please come along then. Entitled mother, no, I demand you let us on her flight with all the problems you've caused. Entitled dad, yeah, make it first class or any upgrades. You didn't get the manager, you got a supervisor, you lied to me, manager. Supervisor, ignoring, turns to me. May I double check your ticket? Me, yes, of course. I show her my ticket. Supervisor, perfect. One boarding pass for one person. Step this way and enjoy your flight. Me, thank you. Entitled mother grabs my arm. No, okay, one of us will go through. OP, you like Wendy's, right? Let's get Wendy's through here. Me removes my arm. No, thank you. I grab my suitcase and walk through security. Entitled parents try to follow and are immediately stopped. Entitled dad. This is not the service we paid for. We should be allowed a ticket on the flight for this. Wendy's, OP, Wendy's, come on, Wendy's. I don't look back and now I'm further away. I can no longer hear them over the line of people I am in. I got my flight just fine and arrived in one piece. I cut contact with both of them. Legend has it, entitled mom is still screaming Wendy's to this day. Edit. I haven't asked me anything about the situation and the whole ordeal in general if anyone has any questions about it or wants to see if I've answered theirs. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, please like it. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like this type of content, please consider subscribing and hit that bell for notifications. Hope you all are doing safe out there. And if you would like to join the Discord, we have a link in the description below. It's an awesome community. It's a lot of fun. Also, if you'd like to follow me on any of the other social media platforms, all those links are in the description as well. Thank you for your continued support. And with that being said, we'll see you next time.